This is like one of the coolest things ever. I just put my hand up and it started recording. Insta360, the flow. This is like the base version. It is so awesome. But yeah, what I want to talk about in this video, and it's not something I even like want to talk about. It's just like I have to make a video because I do. It feels good. Is let's do Chinese zodiac now. Let's like focus more on like Chinese zodiac and like kind of like helping you with like what you are. So I think the simplest is going to be talking about what this year is. So 2025 is the year of the snake in the Chinese zodiac. And I could go through and talk about like how every single sign is going to act with the year of the snake, but I'm just going to give you like a little bit of a synopsis on like a little bit of everything. So like if you're a snake in the year of the snake, this also applies to like if you're another sign in the year of that sign. This is going to be a main character like year for you, or like it already has been, because we're 7 months into the year. So in theory, well, in practice, the Chinese calendar year starts like January 29th. So like the energy really started towards the end of the month of January. Or no, it starts January 21st. So like it starts towards the end of the month of January is when like the energy picks up, and then right around now, like the 6th or 7th month is when it's at like its peak. So in theory, if you're born in the year of the snake, and because this is the year of the snake, right around now is when everything is either going to come crashing down on you or everything's going to rise up and you'll just be blessed. I say that because if you're a snake in the year of the snake and you haven't prepared well in previous years, then this is a year where the universe, where the powers at be are going to tell you what you need to work on. They're going to cut things out of your life. The snake is literally the yin element. So it's like the element of removal. It's going to tell you like what you need to cut out. And it may tell you that in a very rough way. With friendships, relationships, jobs, you may have started a new job. It may have not worked out because of you or the job. And now you know that there's a part of you that you got to change, or there's a part of the job that you got to look for like a different type of job. And the snake sheds its skin, right? So the snake molts, and then you have to like shed your skin as a snake. Everybody in the year of the snake has to like shed something. You have to shed something, or I like telling people, if you're the year of the snake, or if you're someone that like has already shed a lot and you've become like this sort of like avatar, then it's your job to help others shed their skin and help others transform. The snake is just kind of like a scary butterfly. The butterfly is a symbol of like transformation. A lot of people get butterfly tattoos because the butterfly is a symbol of transformation and like changing who they are. You know, the butterfly goes from like a larvae, I think, to a you know, you know what I mean? Like it has like the cocoon, and then it becomes like a butterfly and it transforms. So a lot of transformation in the butterfly. And then, so a snake is just like a scary butterfly. So kind of just treat it like that. The snake would also be the Ouroboros, or the snake eating its tail. So the snake, in essence, is a lot about like cycles and like cyclical actions. So if you're a snake and you're eating your tail and you're just going like, you're just chasing your tail like a dog, then this may be the year where you're shown, hey, You're doing the same things over and over and over again. You're meeting the same people, you're dating the same people, and these people aren't good for you. You're getting out of relationships the same way you're getting out of relationships like your whole life, or you're getting, into that, or like you're repeating stuff. It's like a very cyclical animal, right? So like, so that snake is also very cunning. It's very cunning. There's in Gnosticism, there's the story of like the Sophia and Yebayoth, I think, or something, where like her son is like this creator, but it's like a cunning creator, and it becomes like the devil and Yahweh, and like who we think is Yahweh is actually the, Satan, and so it's like the snake is this great deceiver, this great manipulator. The snake in the Garden of Eden, the slithering of the snake. These are all things that like aren't bad. They aren't terrible. It's good to be cunning. The fox is cunning, and we see the fox as like a very, not like a, we see that we respect the fox, so you should respect the snake. If you're someone that is born in the year of the snake, you should respect how cunning you are. You should respect how able you are to manipulate situations, how you are able to say the right things to people, and also say the wrong things when they need to hear them. So another thing about the snake is that the snake is also symbolic of venom and poison. So we talked about this with the Asclepius, and like, the 1 and the 9, and then like, I don't want to regurgitate all this information, but it's like the alpha et omega, like alpha being the number 1, omega being like the number 9, the beginning and the end. So the same thing that can cure you can also make you sick. So like, your friends are a perfect example of that. So the friends that you have in your life can be the poison. They can poison you. They can say the exact thing that's going to get on your nerves. They can pinpoint the exact insecurity that you have, and they can like run amok. Things can go horrible. But also your friends are the same people that can give you the anti-venom. They can tell you exactly what you need to hear in a moment of crisis, in a moment of insecurity, and reassure you of that thing and say, hey, no, you may feel terrible about this thing you're going through right now, but we know you're a hard worker. We know you're responsible. We know you are disciplined, and they're able to heal you. So that's what you are as someone that's born in the year of the snake. You're able to build people up and help them shed their skin and help them transform from the cocoon to a butterfly, or you're able to cut a butterfly's wings off and have it never fly again, type of thing, where you can say the exact thing to someone to cut them down. So you got to be careful with that. Another thing you have to be careful with as a snake in, being born, the year of the snake, is like, there's different types of snake, but snakes usually, they'll like, the way they eat their prey is like they'll swallow their prey whole. So when you quite literally bite off more than you can chew, snakes don't really like bite. They just like, they swallow the whole thing. So if you go after someone, or you go after a project, or you take on a business, you take on whatever you want to take on. Let's say you're starting to do entrepreneurship and you quit your job. Maybe you're trying to swallow a horse and you're just this wee little like snake, So be wary of that. Be wary of taking on or eating with your eyes and like taking on more than you can literally like swallow. That's a very good thing to mention. It's also, all these things I'm saying that you should watch out for, they're things that you are already probably sensitive to or hypersensitive to, and you are able to correct others when you see them doing these types of things. So you're able to tell other people, yo, maybe this is like too much for you. Maybe you're like you're trying to shed too much skin, or like you see someone like going to the gym and like they're just going way too hard at it, or like they're just, you know, they're eating, they're trying to change their diet like too quick type of thing. And tell them like, no, so like, you know, you got to take it slow, you know, like make sure like you slowly start doing that. So these are all things that you as someone that is born in the year of the snake are able to do. My original plan with this video was to make it so I go like a little bit into like every single animal and how they're going to react in the year of the snake, but I don't got time for that. Like this video is already 10 minutes. So I'll see how far I can take it, talking more about the snake. So and I tell this to everybody, but you can be like different avatars of an avatar. Being born in the year of the snake, you are already the snake avatar by default. Now, what you get to pick, what you get to decide, and what you can control, depending on your level of mastery over yourself, is your avatar state. So you can be a garden snake, which is like just a little snake in the garden. You could be a python. You can be an anaconda. You could be a cobra. You could be like Kobe. You could be a mamba. So you can be all these different types of avatars of the same snake avatar. And if we think about the garden snake, you could be a garden snake. You could be a tiny little garden snake. But also you could be a Garden of Eden snake, where you are a tiny little snake, but you're able to whisper in someone's ear and say the exact right thing to get you to a position of power, or the exact right thing to get someone to plummet to the depths of failure. So you got to pick your avatar, and you can pick your avatar and you can switch and you can rotate depending on the situation. And that's part of your sort of role as a snake, is understanding like when you have to be the anaconda, when you have to be the boa constrictor and constrict and tighten around your prey, and when you have to be the garden snake and humble yourself. There's a lot. This is sort of more so, now we're talking more about like the romantical aspect of the snake and the year of the snake. This applies to everyone, but specifically like this going to be accentuated for people the year of the snake is, if you're a man, then like your snake, like your actual physical snake, and you know what I'm talking about, like that's going to be your wand, your magical wand. It's going to be the way that you heal, like Marvin Gaye, sexual healing, or it's going to be the way that you like fail and you like corrupt people and you corrupt yourself. And that's going to be your crux. So it's going to be your cross to bear. So your cross to bear, as in the thing that you can sacrifice sometimes to save other people, or the thing that you can, you know, literally just bear a cross and just, you know, just be crucified like a criminal. So the other one is geared more towards like women, would be like the year of the snake. If you're, you know, a snake yourself, you're going to have a lot of male attention, a lot of men in your life that are coming into your life that are trying to slither their way in, you know what I mean? And I'm just going to kind of leave it at that. So it's like shedding the relationships that you need to, that are like that as well. The other one, or the other thing, I think I'm getting like towards like the end of like the stuff I want to talk about with the snake, is the Naga. So if you don't know, like in Hindu mythology, like the Naga are like these snake humans, and they're like super, super smart. And snakes, the Naga are like, they're super, super smart. They like, if you believe it, they lived a long time ago and they were like super, super smart. Look into them. So snakes are naturally very smart. naturally very intuitive, very which follows into the next thing, very instinctual. So snakes are reptiles, right? So like reptiles as in like they lay eggs. So like for reproduction. So like if you're a snake, you're going to want to have your nest egg. You're going to want to build a nest egg. You're going to want to save money this year, or have something that you set as something that you want to save money for. Or it's the year where you learn that you don't have a nest egg, or your nest is not a strong nest, and your eggs are not protected, or your egg is not protected. Reptiles themselves, if you think of like a lizard or like a snake, they like just lunge at their prey. They don't think about it. That's the reptilian brain. I learned a while ago that like humans have like three types of brain in the brain. They have like, because we've evolved like over time from like different animals, but you have like your reptilian brain, you have your mammalian brain, and you have your primate brain. So your reptilian brain is what when you just want to eat, fuck, and then the other thing, which is what snakes do when they see prey, and they just devour stuff. So it's like those three things are just instinctual to a snake, and it's like when you have ADHD, like it's your instinct to like be distracted. So you're gonna have to watch out for those things. The other side of this, the flip side of this, is if everything I'm telling you, if you're like, oh, I'm not like that, I'm not like that, oh, or like, oh, I'm kind of like more timid or that type of thing, maybe this is the year where you get out of that, or you become everything I'm talking about. You become like more instinctual, you become more snake like, more cunning, more like, you know, predatory. The snake has like the forked tongue, right? So like snakes can like, and this applies to like the 1 and 9 as well. So like they can say the thing that's gonna like create a new beginning, but also the thing that's gonna destroy someone. The ultimate end of the sentence, you know, like where there's nothing else to say. So yeah, go get him. I think that's pretty good for now. The the snake, the snakety snake. Oh, the enemy of the snake, the enemy sign. This is actually super important. I should like really talk about this. The enemy sign of the snake would be the pig, the boar, the year of the pig. So if you're somebody that's the year of the pig, like kind of listen to this as well. But like the snake, if a snake tries, so the video just kind of like just cut out. I think it's because I did like that hand gesture, which I was so grateful for in the beginning. But I don't know where it stopped. But I was talking about like the airbender, or like Aang the Avatar airbender, and how Aang is like an airbender, and how the opposing elements to air would be earth. So earth bending. But you know, this is like already like a super long video. In essence, you must master your opposing elements. You must master the year of the pig. You must master this, because there's a saying, you keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So don't fear your enemy sign, embrace your enemy sign, become friends with people that are born in the year of the pig, and learn to be more pig-like, learn to be more greedy. If you're a snake and all you do is just eat mice, just eat mice, eat mice, eat mice, you kind of become like this domestic snake, where you're just like domesticated. So be wary of that. Be a little more gluttonous, be more greedy. Understand that you're going to have to maybe swallow maybe something that you can't at that moment. But the advantage of you is that you're human, and that you're able to sort of navigate that better than like an actual physical snake would, where it would just like explode. You just, you know, be a little greedy if you're the year of the snake. snakes naturally like slither on the ground, and like that's how they're mobile, right? So don't look at the ground like right ahead of you. Look above, look up at the trees and at the sky, and be like ambitious and be greedy and say, hey, I may be like the year of the snake, but I'm going to be a dragon. I'm going to grow legs, I'm going to sprout wings, and I'm going to fly. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to finish the video now.